Okay guys, so there's definitely a story to how we ended up stranded for 3 days this past weekend, why I had no garden tour on Sunday, and how we ended up living in someone else's RV. But that is not the story for today. The story for today is what happened to my garden after it hadn't been watered for 3 whole days in the Arizona desert. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Shamira Benson, one part of Team Benson, and today we are going to do a garden tour. Now this is not our typical day for garden tours, and that's because we went to our homestead and ended up getting stranded. And there's a whole story behind that. I'm still going through the footage and decompressing, so I will post that video on Sunday for you guys to watch. But my garden had some suffering, guys. Now, just the premise, it had rained the night before we left, or no, the night after, or the night before we left, yes. So it rained and my garden was fine. We were only supposed to be gone for 2 days max, like 2 days, 1 night, and everything would have been fine. But you know what they always say, man plan, God laughs, and that's what happened. So we are going to tour my garden. I'm going to show you guys some of my losses because yes, I think I lost all my tomatoes. But yeah, we're just going to go through it. We're going to go through it and I'm going to show you guys what happened. Okay, so first off, my garlic did not fare too well. Now, I think I can probably pull up my garlic and see if I have any garlic in there. I don't think this is the year for me for garlic again because, yeah, it was doing great and now it's not. It is definitely not. But we do have the garlic there. We have a little red Russian kale right here. And then below in our cascading Vego garden bed, we have all of our herbs. So we have some rosemary, some parsley that needs a big trim. We have some cilantro that is flowering. We have our dill that, look at how beautiful these like little furry tops are on this dill. I'm hoping to attract some butterflies, so we'll see how that goes. And then we have some sage right beneath it, some thyme that is also flowering, and then another dill right there. Over here in a pot, we have some mint, some peppermint, and yeah, I don't know about that tree. And then we have this beauty. Now this beauty has suffered. These greens were supposed to be picked a long time ago and they were not. So we have some collard greens that are getting ready to come all the way up because if you look down here, there is the bush zucchini that is taking its place. It's either a zucchini or a squash. I forgot what I planted. We have some celery right here and right here. We have all of our dinosaur kale, which is looking pretty good except for this one is getting a little buggy. And then we have our corn. Look at that. That is silver queen corn. And then in between it, we have some bush beans. Or no, sorry, those are black eyed peas. Black eyed peas in between those. And look at this, guys. I just noticed this. Our Kentucky Wonders are starting to grow some green beans. Yay! That's exciting. Now, this side, overall, not that bad. This side, on the other hand, ooh, Tomato Alley suffered. Yep, Tomato Alley, not that great. So these are already cherry tomatoes that should not be in pots, so they already run out of water pretty quickly. These ones kind of fared okay, but like this one looks terrible and I'm pretty sure it's dead. It does have some new green down here, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that is not happy. This one's terrible and this one's pretty terrible. We're gonna pick off all of these tomatoes in a harvest probably tomorrow, but yeah, not great. We did have our sugarcane, but our sugarcane is like pretty much drought tolerant, so it's doing fine. But it's okay. All of these things, especially like our purple broccoli, are all gonna be compost for our homestead. So that's perfectly fine. We needed more stuff for composting for our homestead. So now let's look out in the middle part of our garden. So on this side, our sweet peppers actually did pretty well. And I think it's because these Vego garden beds are self-watering. So that's why they did pretty good. We have all of our Carolina sweets and then some banana peppers over here. They're starting to put off some more flowers, so I'm pretty sure, yep, we have already a Carolina sweet right there, a banana pepper, one of those. And then our bells are starting to put off new bell peppers too. We have our green, our yellow, and our red bell peppers over here. Right below it, we have some potatoes in this bucket right here. And then we also have potatoes in this one that have not sprouted yet. And then we have some onions right here. Look at these little bulbs coming up on these onions, looking great. And then we have some basil. This one's a tower basil. And this one is a Mexican oregano. And then right behind here, we have our curry tree. We have our curry tree, and then also in the far back, we have Yuli, which is our grapevine. I still haven't planted out the green stalks, but I do have what's going in them. And then, oh, let's not forget over here, we have our dwarf Mexican lime. Now, back there, trying to soak up some water, is some corn. That was gonna go at the base of the green stalks. They were starts, so hopefully they survive. So why didn't you just call somebody, you might ask? And that's because, yes, we have no reception on our land because we do not have any like a Starlink yet. So Starlink is definitely on our list of things to purchase because, yeah, this could have all worked out if I had have called somebody and said, hey, can you water my garden? Or if I could have finally narrowed down how I want my small space garden to be as we are like transitioning over to our homestead, so that then I could have put in drip irrigation. Drip irrigation would have saved everything. But we can't cry over spilt milk, and everything doesn't look that bad. So we have some rosemary right here. Below here we have some lemon balm, which is doing really great. I like these little trays because that did help a lot of keeping like this watered. We also have some basil here. This one's a Genovese basil that is looking amazing. And we have some regular oregano. That one's Italian oregano, which I need to harvest because it is starting to look like it's getting ready to flower. So I want to get that dried so that then we get all the oregano. We have Big Nisi over here, which is our Ichabod eggplant. Above it is some borage. Look at how pretty that borage is. That's really pretty. We have some chocolate mint that Mr. Benson just discovered. Kind of funny. We also have another cherry tomato, one of our mystery tomatoes. Now this one also did well because these are also self-watering beds. So they had water in the bottom and yeah, they're self-watering. So that one also did well. We have a Black Beauty eggplant over here, and we also have another mint. So that one is a julep mint. Now where we had tragic is our San Marzano, guys. I've been trying my hardest to bring her back to life, but yeah, the sun completely got her, dried her up, and I'm so sad because look at all of these tomatoes all on it. Now guys, one reason why I've been really loyal to my black cherry tomato over the years is because my black cherry tomato is super, super hardy. But since we grew so many black cherry tomatoes, I wanted to try something new. And San Marzanos are one of the most amazing tasting tomatoes. I should have put it in an area that got a different amount of sun because it doesn't handle the sun as well as my black cherry tomato. So it not being watered for 3 days was not great. It was really not great, especially after me pruning it. It just was not happy, and I don't think that it's going to come back. So I'm going to be getting as many tomatoes off of here as I can. We'll probably make like some pickled green tomatoes or something like that, or let them ripen up, but I'm sad. That's sad, guys. That's really, really sad. Now, our big mulberry actually had some mulberries on it that I was planning on picking, but the birds got those, and that's fine. At least they're not just going to waste. We have another Black Beauty eggplant right here. We have our stevia right here, which is flowering out so nicely, and I'm going to be saving these stevia seeds, so I need to let that dry out. And then we have our spearmint, which has bounced back from Passover. We used a lot of that, so that one has finally bounced back. On this side too, we also have our lavender, which is starting to bush out. I've noticed that it is starting to get a little bit bigger. It has been a tiny little start this entire time, but it's starting to grow now that it's getting sun. We have our indigo, which is way happier now that the San Marzano isn't on it. And then we also have some snapdragons right here that look beautiful. And we have our Vego kids garden bed, which have onions in it. I'm gonna cut some of the tops of these onions off just to kind of give the bulbs a better chance of bulbing up pretty well. And also I like to make onion powder out of these onion tops. We have some Kentucky Wonders on this side and this side over here. And then we have some celery right back there that is also starting to bounce back from Passover. Now we're going to be dehydrating all of these leaves because one of the things we're running out of is celery salt. Now, if you guys haven't been watching my channel for a while, I make my celery salt out of the leaves of my celery. So I take all the leaves, dehydrate those, blend them down with some Redmond's real salt, and then I use the stalks just for fresh eating and like also making stock. So we use the entire celery plant over here. Now this area did pretty good and it's beautiful, but it's also an in-ground bed. So we have our purple cabbage, which I'm going to be harvesting this too because I think it's starting to get too hot for it. And I want these outer leaves. I need them for worm food. We have our jalapenos that look really, really great. I was looking on here and that is going to be a spicy one. When your jalapeno cracks like this, guys, it is going to be spicy. And then look at how big that one is. So I do need to come over here and harvest that. Now that this isn't covered by a tomato, I see all of these serrano peppers that also need to be harvested. We have some parsley over here that I just watered, so that's why it's hanging down, but that needs to be harvested and dried. And then look at there, we have 2 of our Armenian cucumbers. They're popping up. I'm excited, they're growing good. We're gonna try and keep those healthy because we need Armenian cucumbers this year. Back there are our Chinese red lung noodle beans. Those are coming in. I had 3 of them out of the seeds that I planted, so that's going pretty good. And then we have all of this broccoli that I need to take out. I want to take it out before it gets too buggy too. But did you guys know that broccoli and most brassicas, the seeds come in these pods? The seeds aren't in the flowers. The flowers, they get pollinated and then the flower stems turn into these pods like this. You let these dry out and that's how you get your seeds. I did not know that at first, so I thought I would give that information to you guys. And then right below it, we have some okra that is needing some sun, so it needs this broccoli out of here. And then also some celery right there, and onions in the bed. And we have a holy basil right here, and our Malabar spinach, which is making its climb. This is going to be all over the arches here, or the bars here, and it's going to be really, really pretty. I remember the first time I was like trying to save seeds for my broccoli and like my greens, and I'm just like, I was dehydrating the flower or drying out the flowers and trying to figure it out, and I'm just like, where are these seeds at? Like, what is this supposed to happen? And Jess from Roots and Refuge told me, oh no, it's the pods. You gotta wait for the pods. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. Now, I'm not going to be saving any of these seeds. Yes, there would be a ton of them, but I want to start fresh in my garden on my homestead because I want to grow my garden closer to the laws of the Torah so that then we're not having a lot of mixing in my garden. And my small space garden has been hodgepodge, so a lot of this is not true to seed. So I want to make sure that everything going on in my homestead is going to be true to seed. So yeah, that's that. You guys see that little happy little bee right there? Just living its best life. It is loving this broccoli. I'm probably going to leave the broccoli a little bit, maybe just cut it back a little bit and leave some of the flowers. The flowers are all starting to like die off, but yeah, it's happy. It's happy. Now over here we do have some more onions. I'm planting a lot of onions this year. I'm actually going to be planting more. And then we have another Kentucky Wonder. It's funny. This one grew crazily. I kept planting these because I was like, nothing is popping up. And now they're starting to pop up, but this one has already taken off. We have some more celery right there and also some more celery right here. And then we have our big, beautiful medicinal bed. Now it's funny because the medicinal bed is growing so many flowers, but the bee wants the broccoli. Now over here we have some snapdragons in there. As you can see, we have some blue buttons, I think is what they're called, or coneflowers, and then we also have some evening primrose right there, and then we have some chamomile right here attacking our now healthy what is that thing called? Poblano pepper. You guys see how healthy this poblano pepper is now? When I had harvested those last peppers that just were making it weighed down and not growing, now it's growing some good sized peppers and it has gotten tall. It is now where the mighty crop should be, or growing on where the mighty crop should be. And then right below it we have some onions. I wish I hadn't planted those onions there because I would have much rather put in some more soil, some more compost in here, because this bed, when I built it, I didn't put enough soil in it. I put too much stuff for the worms to eat and they ate it all. As you guys can see, we have another tragedy here, but it's okay because this Kentucky Wonder is really filling in. Alright guys, so that is it. I'm getting ready to prepare to go back to work and get back to the city life now that we are out of our homestead. But yeah, there is a story to tell. So if you guys want to see that story, make sure you like, subscribe, and share, and tune in on Sunday at 6 p.m. I will be live in the chat laughing with you guys because yes, it is a story, but it's also pretty hilarious. So yeah, until next time, grow yourselves a garden because even a small space can provide you with tons of food. Bye guys.